Nobody's gonna love me like you do. It's your voodoo, and I'm so amazed. Resurrect me from my grave. You love me, I'm your slave, but that's what you do. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. But I'll win it all because I got you. It's all about you, yeah. Be not ashamed, cause I love everything about you. I'm attuned to you. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. Needle in the haystack, you found me. Balanced on my chakras, I'm grounded, unlocked on my lockers. Astounded by what love can do when I'm loving you. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. 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 I'm just a magician, looking for some loving. Hoping you'll give me a chance. I wanna join your coven. We can do a ritual. The man right here, everything mystical. You mind if I lick you slow? Without you, I've been miserable. I guess I need some company. I need my women crush Wednesday humping me. Call your girlfriends, now they jumping me. Open his portals, guess it's up to me. Manifestation, have your way with me, goddess. I submit to your grace. Set your intentions. You can do it all while sitting on my face. Holding on means letting go. Na 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 na. The ones who burn you call. Na 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 na. Promise me you'll love me so. Na 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 na. Future we will never know. Please come back to me. I never wanted you to leave. If you come and see, I can be who you need me to be. Na 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 na. Never wanted you to leave. Na 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 na. Who you need me to be. Na na na.
Peace to the tribe, man. Peace to the collective. What's today? Wednesday, March 29th. Not to date this video, 2023. We're on the cusp. Okay. We're on the cusp of Mars trine Saturn. And so this video is for people who don't know shit about Mars trine Saturn and they would like to get some information about it, or to tap into energy that's present in the universe and see how it applies to you. It's good to study astrology. I study astrology for, fun, but I tend to like to share what I've actually see or observe. And for those of you who are new here, this is your first time seeing a video by me. My name is Kyrie Anthony, aka the Hood Mystic. You can Google both of those names and you'll get some very interesting results. I represent a website called hoodmystic.com, right? columbianexchange.com. This is where we selling herbs, books, and spiritual products. And whiterabbitpsychedelics.com, where we serving premium psilocybin to help you cure your mental health needs. This is for people who have tried everything to heal their mental health and nothing is working. If you got perfect mental health and your mind is A1 sharp, clear, and clean, and don't nothing bother you, psychedelics might not be for you. But if you struggle mentally and you struggle to get your head on straight, you struggle with anxiety, you struggle with PTSD, bipolarism, things like that, psilocybin will be the thing for which will help ease that mental health pain, that mental health strain. So no shame to mental health. If you break your arm, right, we're not gonna shame you for wearing a cast. But somehow when it comes to healing our brain and healing our mind, there's a lot of shame attached to that. So I'm just that person that would try to help ease and relieve that shame and negative energies associated around healing, man. Right? Because I always feel like if I sold Coca-Cola and charged $2.99 a bottle, you niggas wouldn't say shit. And y'all would buy Coca-Cola from me every day. But at the end of the day, you got high blood pressure, motherfucker, you got cirrhosis of the liver, your skin all blotchy and shit, and I got all of your money, right? Regular person, living a regular life, and my overall struggle is deciding to help black people instead of deciding to harm black people. Let's look at our top TV shows. BMF, what are they doing? Selling dope. Power, what are they doing? Selling dope. Snowfall, what are they doing? Selling dope, right? These are P-Valley, what are they doing? Selling dope and stripping, right? So if we want to put out negative images to our people, we get rewarded. When we try to help our people, we catch hell. So if you interested in healing yourself, helping yourself, restoring your mind, connecting to your cosmic identity, fuck with your boy. But if you want to destroy yourself, if you want to smoke crack, you want to drink alcohol, you want to eat meat, you want to do all that dumb shit, I'm not the one for you. I drink herbs every day. It don't make me better. It just make me in the process of healing. And that's what I look for with people. Today we're going to talk about astrology, y'all. How y'all feeling today? Feeling all right? Hopefully this Mars trine Saturn energy is something that you can catch, because we're going to talk about what a trine means and things of that nature. We're going to talk about astrology today, y'all. And if you don't know, I got a book about astrology, $11.11, available on the columbianexchange.com. But before you buy it, man, if you skeptical on buying it, you don't want to take that $11.11 risk, right? That's too much of a risk for you. You know what I'm saying? You got shit to pay for and bills, and I get it. I want you to read every fucking review. When you read every review of this book, that ain't gonna cost you nothing. And if you read every review, you got to go on columbianexchange.com, read the reviews. Got to go on amazon.com, Ashe, and read those reviews too, you know. And these are people that don't know me from shit, right? Just talking about the book. And if you read those reviews and you're not motivated to spend $11, then that's fine. No shade from me. But Astrology Explained is included in a larger set, a book bundle, which could be available at Columbian Exchange right now. We got a reduced price on all of the books I ever written, including Spiritual Being Having a Human Experience. So if you want to support a spiritual professional and you want to support your spiritual growth and spiritual development, don't spend $1 with me. Okay? Don't spend $1 with me until you read the reviews. Okay? Read the reviews first, because you might say, well, damn, Hood, you trying to sell me on some shit? I ain't trying to sell you on nothing. All I'm telling you to do is read the reviews on my work, on my readings, and then decide what you want to do after that. Okay? So, yes, today, one's in the chat if that makes sense. Is that fair? Is that fair? One's in the chat. Is that fair? Peace to the tribe. I appreciate you, Kaba. Who's in the chat with me this morning? We got Kaba in the chat. We got Gloria in the chat. We got Shamika in the chat showing love. Shamika, I'm doing great. You understand me? I say I woke up out of a king size bed this morning. I'm feeling wonderful, right? I ain't gonna tell y'all about the head I got last night. We're gonna leave that alone. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I said that. You ever got some head so good though you want to share? I'll be tired of getting good head and not telling nobody. Sarah, thank you for the order. I appreciate that. Kasha, Serpent in the house. Peace to the family. Peace to the tribe. Afi in the house. Nicole in the house. Got Nacho Love in the house. Hey, Nacho Lover. Ashe. That's one thing that I am. Love Punk Records. Can you sign me? I'm looking for a record deal. Von, peace to you. Peace to the tribe. So today we're going to be talking about Mars trine Saturn, right? So first things first, what is a trine? So this is taken off of labyrinthos.com. What is a trine? Trine is when a natal chart is divided 3 ways. 360 degrees divided by 3 is 120. So every planet that is at a 120 degree angle is called a trine. In astrology, the trine planets occurs when 2 planets are in synchronicity with one another. This is because they are sharing the same element, such as air, fire, water, or earth. Because of this, planets with the trine aspects are working toward the same agenda and want the same outcome. If you check your birth chart and notice a trine aspect, you may find a lot of fortune where those planets are located. So do yourself a favor, Black people. That last sentence is powerful, because the quicker we get to whooping our ass and getting our ass whooped, we'll never say, I have Mars trine Venus in my chart, right? We don't exemplify our spiritual and cosmic self. So look at 90% of charts that I've ever read have a trine somewhere in it. And if you don't have a trine, that's fine. But generally speaking, we all have a trine in our chart. What is that saying? That is saying that you have a lot of fortune in your chart if you're able to understand it. So today we're not talking about birth charts. We're talking about a transit chart. So I'm going to bring that up so we could just view exactly what we're talking about. So we're specifically talking about these 2 planets, which are in synchronicity, which are in direct alignment, because the chart is divided into 3 sections, right? So when you have a trine, there's 3 opportunities to create a trine with the planet. So if you met a person 3 times in your life, what do they say? The 3rd time is a charm, right? So we're just understanding it in cyclical Trinity type of energy. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Mother, Son, Child. So in astrology, it's the same type of deal. Trines represent that first holistic journey. So to make it even simpler, we have 2 planets, and these 2 planets are in 2 different constellations. But these constellations in sidereal astrology are air signs. So air signs deal with the mental, but these are 2 different forms of mental. Gemini deals with more of a love vibration. Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, that didn't take no time at all. I thought that was gonna take longer. Gemini deals with more of a personal type of love, more of a, if you look up the tarot card for Gemini, it is the Lover's card, meaning more of an intimate type of mental understanding. And this is very important, right? Some people do not prepare themselves mentally for love. They don't do the psychological, deep, inner work that prepares them for love. Because even deeper, I love pointing this out, when you move over to Libra, that's the sign of marriage. So you have Gemini representing the lovers and Libra representing marriage. So when we think about relationships, we might think we gotta look good, or for the guys gotta have a lot of money. Well, none of this is why celebrities, they get married every day and they get divorced at the same clip. People get married the same amount that they get divorced. 50% of all marriages end in divorce, because people outside of developing an enhanced view of life do not view relationships spiritually, cosmically, in reference to your partner. 90% sure that you guys haven't looked at your synastry charts. You don't know nothing about how compatible you are in reference to the mental. This is why relationships get so difficult for some people, because they're outside of the mind when it comes to relationships. So this is a good time because Mars is entering Gemini, Saturn is entering Aquarius, for you to begin to reprogram yourself, how you're thinking mentally, mainly about marriage, mainly about relationships, and mainly about building businesses with people. Any business that's successful is a result of employees, management, ownership, and a hierarchy. In all of these organizations and all of these understandings, it requires people to work together, meaning that you have to have a proper mentality. So where you might think that being angry or being upset is just a normal thing and a righteous thing to do, it might be the thing that is blocking you from even beginning to conceive how to connect with other people and build yourself up, whether it is in the form of a relationship or whether it's in the form of business. And this is very important. So moving forward, we have Saturn in the 11th house, or Saturn in the Aquarius rule 11th house, which is all about building tribe. Now, Saturn is, every planet to some degree or lesser degree is about psychic development. Saturn is the middle point or the crux of, did you do your spiritual work or not? Because Saturn represents karma. Saturn represents discipline. So discipline, when you are a little kid who wants to do bad, is some bullshit and you hate it. But when you get older, or if you have a goal, discipline is your claim to fame. Because without discipline, you weren't going to be able to manifest it. Is the music loud? I apologize for that. But anyways, Saturn is ruled by Aquarius. I'm sorry, Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, and Saturn has spent the last 2.5 years in Capricorn. Give me 1 second. It's kind of throwing me off too. For me. All right. So, like I was saying, Saturn, ruled by Capricorn, has been in Capricorn for these last 2.5 years. So, these last 2.5 years, whether you've known it or not, your ancient skill has been developing on the undersurface. So, you might have thought that you had a career or a job or something, but these 2.5 years, what you could do and what you're good at, whether you invested time in it, whether you built it up or not, it's there. It's shown to you. This is who you are. This is what you can do. Saturn in Aquarius is about bringing that to the collective and relying on that to the collective. So on the outside, looking in, it's like the world is going crazy. But on the inside, it is people coming together either to barter or either to build business. And you can be a driver, you can be a dispatch worker, you can be anything in reference to a person who can work with a tribe of people to do business. And you gotta put your mind to it. So we're dealing with Aquarius, we're dealing with Gemini, we're dealing with the mental. So the first thing that a person is going to say, I don't know. I don't see these people. These people are not in my vicinity. Everybody I know is on bullshit. This is the mental part of it. This is the mental part of it. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's happening. Some people say they hear music. Some people say they don't hear music. Hey, listen. Try to focus. Try to focus on the message if you can, if it's possible. So this is extremely, extremely key because the mind is all, and how you think about life is very, very important. And you have to work to learn how to think properly. We don't naturally just wake up and think rationally. We have to sometimes force ourselves by writing a list of just the most basic things. I am going to wash my ass. I am going to put my left foot in front of my right foot. I am going to twerk when I listen to Uncle Luke music. I'm going to a party at 10. I'm getting dressed at 8. At 8:30, I'm putting on my makeup. At 9 o'clock, I'm putting on my wig. At 10 o'clock, at 9:45, I'm going to be getting out the Uber. 9:50, I'm going to be walking down the aisleway and everybody going to be like, damn, that bitch look good as hell. Like, you got to write it down to the max. Because when you walking down the aisleway and they're like, damn, that bitch cold, a motherfucker going to think that's random. But here you are scripting out your life because the mind is all. So when you relinquish this power, which most of us do, we just say life is a random set of events and I pray to God that nothing bad happens to me. We set ourselves up for failure. So it's extremely, extremely important to think about how we can think and use our minds to one develop our psychic ability, and then Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the energy that we can move into to kind of like put work towards it. Like to put work towards the mind is divine because everybody you ever met, everybody you know, their mind is just their mind, right? If they are the type of way, they're just that type of way. And you're like, hey, why don't we do this? they're not going to do it because their mind, they don't engage with their mind. They more or less engage with the world. And if the world say they okay. And if you ever had a real conversation with a person, man, you lucky. Everybody be like, how you doing, man? I'm good. The weather is crazy. You see that Beyonce video? That shit was wild. Hey, what's going on with you? You all right, man? Yeah, I'm all right. Every time you ask a person, man, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. No, damn well you ain't good. So what I'm saying is the mind is an untapped resource for black people. So when you bring Mars into it, when you say I'm going to actively engage with my mind, and if something ain't right, I'm going to investigate it. Because usually it's very easy for a person to say, man, I was depressed or I was feeling like shit. Well, why you ain't come through the other day? Why you ain't do this, do that? Oh man, I was sad. Well, you know you a cog on the time, you a cog on the watch. So if you sad and you stop moving, the earth stop. If you don't feel that, then you like this is what we call motivation. This is what we call putting effort to it. This is why we gotta always strive for recovery. We always gotta strive for healing, even when life presents us with a dead end. We have to keep praying. We have to keep doing spiritual work. This is Mars. When we relinquish Mars and we stop working with our cauldron, we stop drinking our teas, we stop doing the things we do to bring us into spiritual alignment, our life disintegrates right before our eyes, and there's nothing that we can do with it. When we stop doing the things that keep us at an equilibrium mentally, we start putting all of our energy towards things that can no longer benefit us. We see our life and our mental health disintegrate right before our eyes, and there's nothing that we can do with it. This is Mars. The effort and action to do the things that you need to do because your life depends on it, because your healing depends on it. So don't relinquish this. Don't imagine for a second that you don't have to put effort into your spiritual development like it's just going to come easy and naturally, because that's when you fuck up. That's when it gets hard. It's not easy. Well, it's easy for me, but at first it wasn't easy to, you know, stop watching. Ooh, sorry, stop watching TV, or stop watching football on Sunday. All day Sunday. That was my shit. It wasn't easy to. I watched Netflix. I used to binge watch shit. I used to waste a lot of time, and now it's like, damn, I gotta read a chapter out this book. I gotta take notes on this. I gotta work on this. I gotta develop this. And now it's like it's easy for me to do productive things, but you gotta train yourself. It's not easy at first for sure. It's extremely difficult to begin to learn how to concentrate. That's why I always refer people mindfulness for beginners. That was the first book that actually helped me learn how to concentrate, because without learning how to concentrate, your spiritual life is going to be hell, because you got to really take control of your mind, and everything presented to you to entertain you, to keep you engaged, and to keep you spending your money have nothing to do with building up your concentration. One's in the chat if that makes sense. One's in the chat if concentration is a very personal thing that requires you to limit all of the distractions and all of your stimuli to get in tune with yourself, to really listen to yourself. But if nobody is striving for you to do that, or if nobody is hoping that you do that, then it's going to be difficult for you to even understand the things for which that I'm talking about, because being able to concentrate is a major part of that. It's extremely important. So let's look at this from a body perspective. Let's look at this from a mundane perspective. Then we're gonna look at it from just putting it together and looking at Mars trine Saturn in multiple different ways. So whether you're masculine energy or feminine energy, every human being should have some level of fitness, some level of exercise, some level of Martian energy to let people know that they're engaged with their central nervous system. They have some control over their body, and you could start now, right? If you are in the mood for love, you have to increase your sex appeal. You don't increase your sex appeal by feeling sad for yourself. When you start to engage with exercise in whatever way, a walk in the park, right? We talked about this the other day. It could be simple things. It don't have to be becoming a world class bodybuilder or nothing like that. It's very simply working with your hormones effectively and actively. So let's go through this. Mars represents the sexual organs. Saturn represents your fascia and part of your electromagnetic field with Saturn in Aquarius. So your sexual organs is your gateway to your divinity, especially for divine feminine. So the more that we can balance ourselves hormonally, you don't balance your hormones by sitting in the house watching TV. You do not balance your hormones from working a 10-hour workday. Like, there's nothing in human nature that says that you should not live an active life. Nothing says that. Nothing in the world says, yeah, just relax and chill and catch vibes. No, we must be active in a healthy way, right? Not overworking yourself, but there's shit that you need to do mentally, physically. Mars could be reading a book, right? Like really putting forth the effort and action towards self development and gaining psychic energy that then works with Saturn, who is saying, oh, you're doing what you're supposed to do. We're dealing with a trine, we're dealing with a synchronicity. So if I do my inner work, then Saturn, the Lord of Karma, right, says, oh, you're not making it hard on yourself by being a lazy SOB. You're making it to whereas you're healing your mind and you're doing the things, and it might require, if you're the type of person that is can go down a downward spiral mentally, then it might be your whole day might be a means of spiritual work, because you know that when you just let your mind go, you can go down that dark path. This is what it's called to work out and to work hard. But at the same time, Saturn in Aquarius is increasing your sex appeal because Mars is dealing with your sexual organs. But your sexual organs in combination with Saturn is your electromagnetic energy. So, sexual organs, electromagnetic energy, and put them together, that is sex appeal. That is the your sexual energy radiating and reaching people in other areas and walks of life. So, what we want to do is build our electromagnetic energy. So, from where I'm at, say for instance, I do 50 push ups, every push up is pushing my electromagnetic energy out further, 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 further. Right? This is actually scientific. Every what am I thinking about? Every uh sit up is another expansion. Every bench press is another expansion. Every effort that I take to improve in myself, it expands my electromagnetic field, right? Now, the more that I sit in hate, The more I sit in stagnancy, the more that I sit in negative emotions, my electromagnetic energy it stays closer enclosed, right? So I'm not able to reach the people that I would reach if I was somehow doing inner work. Hopefully that makes sense and you're able to kind of take your libido, take your sexual energy and not waste it, but build it up through exercise, through activity, right? Through some form of stimulation that's not called work and that's not called Netflix and that's not called sitting on your ass, right? It's really going outside of your comfort zone to kind of really deal with the things that might make you feel uncomfortable, right? The very nature of Mars and Gemini is to kind of explore those uncharted territories, but for some people it's exercise. For some people, stress this enough with, I cannot stress this enough, so let me try to explain it. With this Saturn in Aquarius, when you do your psychic work now, it's all about business. It's been about business for these past couple of years. You've the people that you've been meeting and building with over the past 2.5 years, this has been a test. This has been a drill. Now, when Saturn moves into Aquarius fully, it's about to get real. They know who you are. They can trust you. They seen how you get down. They've been watching you this whole entire time, and you don't even know. You just been being yourself. If you have been the type of person that have been on the up and up and have been in your honesty and on the right side of karma, Mars trine Saturn is an opportunity to take it to the next level. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, although they're mental, they're more of like being on the same page mentally. And when you have a group of people who are on the same page mentally, that is a psychic experiment. So you probably have made money with people that's not your family, which is crazy. Because if you have a family like mine, every time we around each other, we're like, hey man, I love you. I love you so much. You my cousin, you my uncle, you my aunt, you my niece, you my grandmama, you my mama. We haven't made a dollar together. Right. And that could be all my fault. And I know that's families that make money. But if you anything like me, it's a lot of love in your family, not a lot of dollars for whatever reason. However, when you do start to make money, you make it with complete and total strangers. You know what that tells me? That making money is a psychic experiment. I'm not saying to agree with me, but I'm saying if you understand what I'm saying, just place a 1 in the chat. Because then you can understand Saturn and Aquarius, because I want to stress this. I want to stress this. The more spiritual work you do, the more that and sincere spiritual work, like practice and monitoring your practice and journaling your practice and journaling your dreams and journaling your experience and keeping this shit official, like not acting like your spiritual journey comes second to anything, then what I'm saying is you'll learn, you'll heal, And you'll notice other people who are broken. You'll notice other people who need healing. And this is where it comes into fruition when you provide that thing that you say, damn, I wish I had that. Damn, I wish it was somebody that was keeping it real with me when I was your age type shit. So I like to work with younger people and talk to younger people because damn, I wish somebody would have just took the time with me when I was 20, like literally took the time, like, yeah, you fucking up, but I ain't gonna give up on you. Maybe because I got kids and my kids, you know, if you don't take them to McDonald's, they threatening to punch you in the face, right? They want to, you know, they want to body slam you if you don't take them, you know, to Disney World every other weekend. But at the same time, you can't use that against them. You can't say, oh, because you're ungrateful that I can't give you no food or no shit like that. And you learn tolerance. My kids have taught me tolerance and understanding. Like I got to a point because I understood it. I used to understand like why I used to see badass kids and they would be with their parents. And I would be like, man, I wouldn't do shit for that kid. But then that's like you trying to match energy. Like I can't match energy with you. I gotta stay on my same energy. So my kids might be on some, like I will discipline, like I cut shit off. But at the same time, it's all love because I understand. And what we need is compassion and unconditional love and not a rush to judgment. So with all this being said, how you feel about people has everything to do with your psychic development, because one of the hardest things for me to do is hold contempt in my heart and gain a peace of mind, or try to get a form of meditation going on when somebody have upset me, when somebody have triggered me. It's hard for me to be in Zen mode, right? Because why? My hormones is pushing adrenaline through my body. Right? When I'm relaxed, when I wake up in my routine and do the things that I want to do and have peace and the lights cut on, I'm not triggered. So there is no crazy norepinephrine coursing through my bloodstream. So I can easily tap into Zen modes. Now, some people wake up and hate their baby daddy before the day even starts. Some people wake up and hate their girlfriend before the day even start. Imagine what hormones is coursing through your body. So when we talk about Saturn and Aquarius, it's not something that you can really wrap your mind around. Because we're talking about psychic development, which requires a calm state of mind. It's a requirement. You can't be so concerned and so fighting for Black people rights that you lose your peace. Because once you lose your peace is lost, and you might think you can buy something, you might think you can eat something, you might think you can do something, but the crux of establishing and gaining peace and gaining healing, it'll go off by the wayside eventually. Because spiritual development, psychic development is very simple. And life is here to complicate it. The tree is simple. The flower is simple. The squirrel is simple. The cat is simple. The rat is simple. The bee is simple. The wasp is simple. You are simple. Life, and all you have to do in life is complicated. But you being part of one of the 8.8 billion people, if you decide to take a deep breath and relax to figure yourself out, the world's gonna keep on moving. For you to find your soul tribe and find a group of people that you can serve and that can serve you, the world's gonna keep on moving. Now, one would say, I don't see that. I don't see that at all. That's not even something that I can even conceive. This is the power of cleansing and purifying the mind. This is the power of spiritual work. This is the power of having a morning routine that you stick to get out of the ego, to get out of the mundane. So you can look at it from two ways. You have Saturn representing discipline, spiritual discipline, and you have Mars representing motivation and action. And sometimes discipline can suck up the motivation. Sometimes you can be so motivated to do something that you push the discipline to the side. But in reference to a trine, you got to actually want to do what you're doing. And you got to actually allow yourself to create some form of discipline, some form of structure around what you want to do. And it seems like we would naturally do this, but I'm telling you, into talking to people, when you ask them, what do you clearly want? They don't really know, right? So this is like very important because this is you. This is your life. And you don't know. That's a tragedy. You have no idea what you want to do or how it's going to happen. And so a lot of people in the spiritual community gravitate to it because they want to throw their hands up and look at things as ways for which they're going to be saved from the responsibility of living your life. Having some form of inner motivation to bring about a clear and true skill that can be quantified and monetized, or that could be helpful. You can clean, you can cook, you can wax, you could do handiwork. What is your skill? Working on your skill is a experiment in psychic development. Working on your skill, your talent, your ability is removing everything and tuning into your godlike self. It's avoiding all distractions because everything that's put forward to us, even though it's a guilty pleasure, we enjoy it. We like seeing the big booty girls on Instagram shake their booties for no reason. It's a distraction. We like talking about Rihanna's Super Bowl appearance that happened 3 months ago. It's a distraction. We like talking about power. We like talking about BMF. We like talking about snowfall. It's a distraction. The most important thing is you. And I'm not saying that these things are bad, because you might work on your spiritual work and become a stylist that work on the set of Snowfall, so now you can feed your kids. I'm not saying that is bad, because even if we can look at things as wrong, I know that buying Pepsi and drinking Pepsi is wrong and bullshit. Do I feel like I need to stop it? Do I need to pick it in front of a fucking gas station and say, no more Pepsi, no more Pepsi, no more Pepsi? No. I would be wasting valuable time in self-development trying to stop the next person from drinking a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola. That's a distraction. Everything starts to become a distraction when you don't have a tribe, when you don't have a mindset. And even deeper, I said this at the beginning of the video, and it's extremely important about doing spiritual work. Okay, so why would we want to be doing this spiritual work? That's true, Ali. Once you lose your peace, you are in pieces. So, like, really develop a mentality for yourself, because you could be, when you're not spiritual and you attract partners, these people destroy you long term. They destroy you long term. When you are spiritual, when you do the spiritual work and you attract somebody, and y'all have the covenant with y'all ancestors, it's not going to be perfect, but you feel the grace. Even when it's not perfect, you're not like, oh, fuck this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You are the worst person. Like, you know, you can feel a person that's just like you shouldn't have been in this situation. And it comes from an unspiritual place. I say all of this to say, when you have some people that you work with and you're getting a bag with, that's way more intimate than having a girl or having a boyfriend or having a husband or having a wife. This is why Aquarius sits on top of Libra, sits on top of Gemini, because it's cool to have some everyday dick and pussy. Like, that's cool, right? That's cool. You got a house, you got a fucking bed, y'all fucking. That's great. But imagine having people in your life that you come together with and y'all make millions of dollars together. Y'all have to meet 3 times a year and discuss how to divvy up all of the money that y'all making together. And y'all start one business, then y'all start another business. And when we say start businesses, we're not talking about you doing the work. We're talking about creating the system, creating the energy, creating the idea, and hiring other people to work for you. That's way better than having a fucking husband. That's way better than having a wife. That's the next level of mental understanding. Most people have jobs, but they got a boyfriend and a girlfriend, a husband and a wife, and it's a YouTube video of a couple making $200,000 a year collectively, and they cannot buy a house. They can't afford it. The bank say you don't make enough money to buy the house you want. Why don't you move to the projects? Sign up for SMHA. You should get food stamps while you at it. Do you just want to get the welfare number? We can just take you down there. Hey, get the escort van. Yep. Hi, me and my husband, we work 40 hours a week. We bring home collectively 200K, and we want to fill out for cash assistance and EBT. Because these two decided that they were going to fuck on each other and not make money together. A wild assertion. So whenever a girl talking to me, I'm always introducing business to her. Because I'll be damned if you think that it's all about mushy, gushy with me. I don't care. I'm not doing that's for that. And it might be a nigga that just got it all figured out. But I look at life. I look at corporations. I look at businesses. I look at business organization. And it's never one person. Never have a person by themselves built something. People by themselves are a part of something, but they don't build things by themselves. Nobody built the house except the niggas on YouTube by themselves. No, it's a few people coming in, you know. Get out of your own way. And even if you could smoke a blunt of what I'm sparking up, and you could find, if you know people, this is the thing, right? This is what I was thinking about last night when I was putting this video together. I was thinking how if y'all could get together, smoke blunts, play video games, do all of the shit that niggas do, but y'all don't sit down with y'all laptops and y'all notebooks and brainstorm ideas, then you need a whole new set of friends. This is just what I was thinking about last night, putting this video together. Can you lay the foundations for big business? Can you learn to work together with people who share your same mentality? But even deeper, what is your mentality? What do you have to offer? Please don't go in, because we're dealing with Saturn too. So don't go into this situation thinking that, karma is not involved. So what I mean is not how you can leech off of niggas, how you could it's always leeches in situations that try to pull resources out of the union. Like, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about everybody solid. Everybody pulling their own weight or pulling what they can. And the idea that I want to elucidate to you is because Mars is trine Saturn at 0 degrees, that you may not see it. You may not even be thinking on that level. But my hope is that you first open your mind to it. And second, begin to do the work that, begins to bridge that gap. So you begin to see it and you begin to experience it where it is you. Because I don't know what happened where, the internet and e-commerce and social media was putting forth the image of the personal success. But as these energies shift, and I've seen it with my own eyes, you got to think of working with other people, but you also got to think about doing business with people. And when I say business, I mean specifically getting other people to do the things that you need them to do. Paying them, of course, not on some slave shit, but learning how to put your resources together, hire professionals or hire semi-professionals, hire contractors to help you get the things accomplished. This is business. If you say we're going to start a business, I'm going to do this, you going to do that, and you going to do that. Well, what if this person, he fall and break his leg? Now the business is over. If you think I'm going to hire a person that can do that, and then they fall and break their leg, you can hire somebody else. Or if your business, people that you form a business with, if they break their leg, that don't have nothing to do with whether we making money or not. This is the problem that so many people who start and get into business, they don't even realize. I'm going to start this restaurant. What days do you open? Sunday through Sunday, 8 to 8. Oh, cool. My main chef quit. How much you got to work? Sunday through Sunday, 8 to 8. Now you fucking miserable. Now everybody that come in your business, you dreading it because now you got to work. But that's not business. That's not business. You hire and keep hiring. This is why you hire human resources when you reach a certain point. And that's their main job, to keep people coming in and keep people coming out. And once they get in, keep them legally, workman's comp, things of that nature. These are all things that we need to learn when doing business. Because if it's just you doing everything, that's just a job. And if you get fired from that job for whatever reason, the money is not going to come in any longer. Businesses, you could get sick for a whole year. But if you got a general manager, you got a regional manager, you got a hierarchy, you got an employee handbook, and you got other business partners, you can lay in a hospital bed and still collect a check. You can zoom into the business meeting from the hospital bed. So what I'm trying to say is work with people, but work with them in the right way. Don't work with people on some hustle mentality. Get rich quick. Y'all might have to study as a collective. We're talking about long-term energies. Saturn is going to be in this space for about 2.5 years. So you can start now. We're going to research, we're going to do a food truck business, and we're going to meet every day at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and we're going to do research and development. We're going to build a scalable business. We're going to build a franchise, and we're going to sell the franchise. Got to think on a different level, on a different plane. Everything that human beings have ever done has been done, meaning that if it's been done, it's common sense. The only problem is you don't have an Aquarian energy that can bring it into manifestation, where my ancestors, his ancestors, her ancestors, her higher self, her guides, her soul, my soul, his soul, conglomerates into one thing, one goal called generational wealth, called making sure that we have more than enough to take care of ourselves and others. That is Aquarian in nature. When it is just you and you're just the big person, that's nothing. That's an illusion. So these are the many different areas and ways that I see this Mars trine Saturn transit. Quick review before I get out of here. I just wanted to show that animation one more time because that was dope. Workout, exercise, walk more, get your body right, because your body is going to improve your electromagnetic energy, which is your sex appeal. And this works in businesses too. People want to work with cute people, right? You don't want to work with no ugh mug, right? You want to work with somebody. It's going to be good coming to the office and, you come in wearing them tights or them leggings, whatever you like to wear, because you got your own business. You can wear what you want to wear. So you come into work wearing Air Maxes and leggings, turning on your business partners, right? I'm saying open up your mind to think about cool and fun shit. Because sometimes your mind be like, man, I hate this job. Why is your mind there? Why can't you think, shit, I'm about to start a business and I'm going to work with nothing but, fine females, right? Why can't, it's a man doing it right now. It's a man who said, man, I want to work with nothing but beautiful women. And people was going to be like, oh, you can't do that. You just that and the third. But he thought it and he avoided distractions. And if he wanted to do that, he did it. It's a woman who said, I want to work with just fine ass, accomplished, sexy ass black men. Right? And she did that shit. So we're talking about sexual energy and how it relates to your mental and how it relates to your thoughts. Because indirectly, when you take care of yourself, you build your confidence. Indirectly, when you build your confidence, you build up your mental health to start to think, maybe I can achieve my goals. But if you don't take care of yourself, indirectly, you don't have no confidence. Indirectly, you think, can't nothing happen for me? Because you don't help yourself. So that's the personal level. And then from the, I want to say spiritual level, but just to grasp it. If you have a goal, that's fucked up. Because now you got to be motivated and disciplined to manifest it. If a goal comes from your soul and it's clear to you, now you got to be disciplined. So what that is creating actionable steps that you begin to do every single day. Now, the problem is that you say, oh, I want to start a business. And then 2 weeks into it, you're not doing the actionable steps. Do you want to start the business still? Actionable steps over the next 2.5 years. Very serious. And then finally, the long term of it is having people that you are with now that will you can build something with, a business with, a McDonald's with, a Enron, not an Enron. I don't know why I keep thinking Enron, but a Apple with, a Microsoft with. All of these natural products, natural remedies, man, you could create, man. You can create with a group of people and hire a factory, hire a graphic design artist. You could do all of these things and make money, especially if everybody is like, man, this is a good thing. This is something that I want to do too. That means that everybody's soul is on board. And it might say, well, I tried to do this in the past. Well, did you do it when Mars was trying Saturn? That's a real question that I would like to ask you. So think about what I said, take notes, hopefully, and reflect on the type of people that you want to work with in the future. And if you can just think about it, Aquarius, Gemini, if you can just think about it, if you can just imagine it, then create the actionable steps, then it will come true. This is the power of astrology. This is the power of clearing your mind. This is the power of your ancestors, Ashe, and the power of your spiritual development. All right, man, it's the Hood Mystic signing out. Substack your boy. Hit those links in the description. Join for free or pay $5 a month to get access to the article that is going to be coming out in reference to the Empress. When I say that this is a doozy of an article that you probably going to want to read, or just wait to the book. However you want to do it is perfectly fine with me. But we going through each and every tarot card and we studying the Hebrew behind it so we can get a deeper understanding. We can strengthen our spiritual eyes by studying the Hebrew letters, in which we're going to be studying each and every letter. And I'm actually writing a book. And if you want to get a preview to that book, you can go ahead and join the Substack for $5 a month and get access to these, I'm not going to even say daily drops, but weekly drops of articles. And of course, every new moon, every full moon article will be on the stack. You get those free of charge. But for those who wants to get in depth to the books, because after we do the tarot book, we're going to go straight into the Nakshatra book, because it's time for me to go through each and every Nakshatra, have a book on it, so when things happen in the chakras, we'll have a reference. So I'm just into writing these reference books and doing these studies, so when it's all said and done, I'm gonna have a whole Hood Mystic library, right? So I appreciate y'all support though, because without that, I wouldn't be shit. And you know, I never forget about the support that's given to me, because it is what gives me the attitude that I be having, right? So I appreciate y'all for turning me into an egomaniac. That's a joke. I'll see y'all later. Catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.